Alright, once more into the breach, the real turn 65. This time, I don't know, why would you do that? No. I'm pulling everybody back into the capital. For some reason, my last movement orders didn't go through this turn. So, this fortress was taken and I lost the Bouda inside it, which is a tragedy. These Boudas did not move, which is honestly okay, I guess, but they need to, do not be stealthy, sneaky. Why would you go up there? That is weird. Okay, he must calculate that's the most efficient path, so fine. Why are you doing that? Oh, because you could only move. Well, just, I guess from here, maybe he can make it in one run? Question mark? I can't see how that's more efficient. Fine, just sneak around, please. Everybody here is still sticking in place. I did get a couple of blood slaves last turn. I need to blood hunt more because I need to get up another level. And the Bloodthorn isn't doing it, which means I'm going to need another booster, which is going to be expensive. Or I'm going to need to empower again, which will only cost 30. 30 blood slaves I could probably do. But yeah, we're just pulling everybody back in. All these guys are heading down here. I'm not bothering to give them any gems because they're almost certainly going to die. I am, however, going to take the hammer away from that guy. And I'm going to take the Skull of Fire away from her. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, no use crying over spilt milk. Hassan, you can just stay here researching. These two guys are cloud trapezing into Machakan. My gem income is at this point almost nothing. I'm still making decent death and astral and of some nature. I'm not spending gems right now. I'm just trying to save gems up. I want to get to the point where I can cast Well of Misery, because even a couple of turns of Well of Misery would give me a very significant boost in terms of what I could forge and what I could summon for that little last while. But mainly I'm pulling back for a dramatic last stand. Yeah, it looks like my last orders just did not go through whatsoever. So you two guys and you're all going to patrol. You are all going to patrol the unrest away. Blood hunt. Yeah, because all I need is 30. I just need 30. Do I have a Sanguine Dowsing Rod? I don't. And a Staff of Elemental Mastery won't help me now. Okay, that's fine. Just hold that for now. Actually, yeah, Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt is fine. Just do that. And we'll see how it goes. So, that's going to be my action. I can't hardly see what's going on in the world. Most of my scouts that are still alive are over here in Hinnom. I do still have Mudrick here. Let's pull Mudrick back as well. And Ufanisi. And we will see what we can do. I'm also going to grab these guys and start migrating them. Probably what I'm going to end up doing is giving Funny Guy a Shade Mail Halbergen, and when they come knocking on the doors of the capital, I'm going to give him yeah, Shade Mail, and then all of the... Oh, I just realized what I need to do. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. I need to actually give him Shade Mail, and I need to get... No, not an old one. Not a Sage. I need to give her Shade Mail because I need an Astral Mage, otherwise he's going to assassinate my commanders one by one. I need at least one Astral Mage in this province. We're going to take the Flying Shoes, give them to her, and she is going to drop her troops there. And she's going to try. She's going to go flying, soaring. Do you have any stealth items? No. Okay, who else might have stealth? Shahidi has a Shade Mail on right now. So put that away. And Taki has boots, put them away. So her, we will give a Shade Mail and boots. And she will come rushing in this direction as well. If I can have 2 Astral Mages in my capital by the time the sieging starts, and people start bombarding me with spells, they will effectively feeble-mind a whole bunch of people who are trying to bespell me, which would be fantastic. I would love it. Just feeble-mind them all. Yeah, scout-wise, not too much going on. I don't have hardly any money, so I guess I am going to recruit a scout here. Am I recruiting anything up here? I don't think I'm recruiting anything anywhere just because I have no cash. My income is technically above my upkeep, but not by much. And we'll see where it goes. So that's going to be all the moves that I have for today. Like I said, I don't want to spend any gems. I just want everything to be what it is. So, I'll see you next time. Turn 66. Things continue to look grim. Not much is happening this turn. Once again, this is going to be very brief. Basically, these episodes are at this point just charting my inevitable demise. It's interesting how this tends to play out. Dominions really does tend to go this way. I accidentally diseased Funny Guy, incidentally, by equipping the Rod of the Leper King and then unequipping it. It doesn't matter since he's undead. Undead units are not affected by disease, so that is one thing that won't hurt him at this point. I just have to get rid of the mute, and he'll be fine. And that is really all I'm interested in right now. Actually, hold up. Yeah, I just need to get up to the point that I can empower him, I think, once more. And all I need for that is 30 slaves. I'm so close. I'm so close. One more turn should do it. I'm marching this army down towards the capital. Hopefully it won't be intercepted. These guys, I think, shouldn't be able to catch me unless they abandon their ground units. These guys might, though, and if they do, this army will be destroyed. I haven't even actually bothered to script them because they will be destroyed if they're caught. I'm going to have Vual and Shaboni sneak in right now. They might catch Antrax and Wamini, and they don't have any gems or anything, so they would just die if that happened. With one more turn of income, I think I'll also be able to make a play to steal Well of Misery. Assuming, of course, cross your fingers and knock on wood, that I can get Funny Guy unmuted. If I can get him unmuted, I can boost him up to higher death levels, and I should be able to do it. I may have to forge the Skullface first. I forget whether I gave him Death 4 or Death 5. We'll find out. But in any case, these guys are just sitting still because they can't really contribute, except these two sneaky ladies who are sneaking over towards the capital, where they will provide me with Mind Hunt resistance. So that when Hinnom moves around to starting to Mind Hunt my capital in order to kill people, I will be feeble-minding his mages instead of his mages murdering mine. Which will be all kinds of great. This guy can just hide for now. Also, trying to find out if I have any of my... Yeah, Mugo. I'm going to pull Mugo in because he has a gate cleaver. And other than that, he's the only gate cleaver I have left. I would like more, but I don't think I have any more. Unless I have some up here. Nope. Looks like the gate cleavers have all been killed at this point. Ooh, Badalini, and he still has death gems too. He can be a nuisance. Let's pull him down towards the capital as well. And that's going to be the entirety of my turn. We're just gathering forces. If I manage to put up Well of Misery and get a big death income and start summoning a whole bunch of things, I'll try to fight. I really will. It won't go anywhere. I can almost guarantee it. It will only prolong my demise. So at this point, basically, I'm considering this game over for me. It's how it happens in Dominions. Things just don't go your way, and if you fail with a big play like I tried to do, there's pretty much no recovering. To be honest, once that happened, I did not play as hard as I could have. I could have spent a lot more time and effort trying to figure out some way to handle it, but I didn't think it was really worth the effort. Odds were very much against me at that point, and I fought some, but I just wasn't going to be able to beat the big doom stacks that most of the enemies can pull out. I could still beat Ur's big doom stack, I'm pretty sure. I could still take on one of these stacks, but the demon stacks, super difficult to handle. I'd have to build very specifically. My goal before the game ends is to kill one of them. The communion trick worked once. I'll need a better trick next time. But in any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in turn 67. Ladies and gentlemen, turn 67 of Once More Into the Breach. How in the name of God am I still alive? It beggars the imagination. Except that isn't really interested in killing me so much as he is in claiming thrones. At this point, has become a significant contender for victory. And that is something that I did not necessarily count on or think about. But clearly he was planning this. And I just looked over here. I haven't watched this battle. I just checked it. I noticed that it happened. Attacked Baratos.
Ur is attacking the nation of Baratos everywhere, but they attack them in their capital of Baratos here. And so this big Urish army, they have a whole bunch of claymen up front who are regenerating, of course, and one Enkidu commander. Their second line is Lamias, who also regenerate, who regenerate absurdly quickly, actually, with a couple of Ishibs and such. They have several Bane Lords, who for some reason are carrying a whole bunch of gems. He's using Bane Lords as like gem monkeys. And he's given this Gem Lord in particular, let's call them Gem Lords. He's given this Gem Lord in particular Boots of Quickness, which double their attacks, a Burning Pearl for extra attack, a Dancing Trident, which gives him an extra attack, and 2 Serpent Krisses, which have Death Poison. So, interesting. Interesting. So this is a 6 attack thug, is what this is. And then if we look back here, these Bane Lords, that one has 2 Axes of Hate. So this guy is designed to kill thugs with his quickened Axe of Hate attacks. He also has Armor of Knights and a Stone Bird, which attacks 4 times. So under Quickness, I believe it attacks 8 times. This guy is somewhat crippled already. He has an Evening Star, a Serpent Kriss, Boots of Flight, and a Dancing Trident. This one has a limp and is cursed, and is the double Serpent Kriss type. So he's been forging a lot of weapons, particularly a lot of weapons that require nature gems, which is appropriate since he has, of course, the Mother Oak up and has for a long time. He's also got a bunch of these Kusariku, which have this Halt Demon effect on their spear and 2 attacks. Pretty solid. I was not familiar with these summons before this game. I'm not sure if they're new to Dominions 5 or... I don't know. And then he has a big old mage core of Gudus. Looks like primarily, he's got a mix, air and earth too. So that's his army. On the other side, Baratos has province defense and a number of immortal summons that he's clearly been working on. He's got Vampire Lords carrying death gems. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Vampire Lords, 5 of them with death gems. And then he also has 3 Wraith Lords with death gems. So I'm not sure what he's doing with all those death gems. It looks like he's casting Shadow Blast. Yep, he's casting a whole big mess of Shadow Blasts. Woof. That did some damage. And again. Got lots of Blade Wind coming in, wiping out province defense. But, and then they're summoning the dead. In terms of, we've got Rain up to block fire spells, which doesn't seem terribly impressive. Oh, there must be a storm going on or something. And Relief from The Bane Lords have jumped into the enemy lines, or charged rather. And some of the Kusarikus are coming back here as well. Whole lot of zombies kind of stopping them up, but not for long. I'm not sure what else these Vampire Lords are doing. Oh, they're fatigued out. They're doing nothing. Okay, so we got 2 real big, powerful volleys of Shadow Blasts, and that was about it. Now, of course, losing these Immortals doesn't hurt Baratos at all, because they're immortal, they just come back. But, even so, getting them all killed means they'll take time to come back. Now, I don't know how immortal are Vampire Lords. Oh, 1 month immortality, they come back immediately. So do Wraith Lords, they come back the next turn. Ooh, that is rough. Okay. So, the Urish army swarms over the defenders there. They did take casualties. They lost a Bane Lord, they lost 3 of their Gurus, and then a few random infantry. But those Shadow Blasts were clearly aimed primarily to hurt and kill mages. So it'll be interesting to see what Baratos has by way of defenders. I, of course, can't afford to pay my troops, so some of them are deserting. In Stinging Swamp, a Melkart team took out yet another province. Also attacked this province, Ossuary, with his Bane Lords. His Bane Lords are thugged out. They're not honestly thugged out very efficiently. I say as the man who is continuously losing thugs in other games. And much more expensive, and, well, not more expensive considering these guys cast gems, but much bigger thugs than Bane Lords. But the double serpent Chris outfit, it gives them a couple of attacks and all, but it doesn't really make them more durable. So like this guy who has a limp and a never healing wound, one of them died here, just against province defense. We see them come flying in. They were attacking the commander but got distracted. And yeah, the heavy cavalry are going to kill this guy. Eyegrave. There he goes. This one is going to stay alive, I think, by virtue of killing everyone else first. But yeah, they routed because the commander died or routed. But he still lost a Banelord to take this province, and that's a lot of gems. In Anoria, a bunch of barbarians took a Baratian province, and in the Misty Bog, a Dust Priest. Let me see what paths this Dust Priest randomed. This is the Dust Priests are summoned by a particular spell, one of the Hidden in Sand, I think it is, and they have a whole bunch of randoms. This one in particular appears to have randomed Death 3, Astral 2, and then was given a Skull Staff for Death 4. So they're powerful, and they're Reanimator Priests, so they can raise the dead. So this is just province defense over here, and the Claymen are going to run right over it, especially with Skeleton backup, because that Dust Priest can Skelespam for a while. And yeah, the Claymen just kind of run over them. Claymen are a pretty solid summon. I like Claymen. So, in other news, I did catch 6 Blood Slaves in Machakan. And as a consequence, I have enough to empower Funny Guy. Now, I don't know if this will tip him over the edge, but I'm hoping that empowered in Blood and with the Bloodthorn, it'll kick him up to effective Blood 2, and he'll then be able to cast Blood Feast. Katibu is still Blood Hunting. I'm at 0 Unrest. He's Death 3. He should be guaranteed Blood Slaves this turn. Beyond that, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 Buddhas here, plus Katibu. And my 2 Air Mages. And several Hyena Clan. 1, 2, 3, 4 Hyena Clan. And Mugo, who still has a Gate Cleaver. So, doing alright there. There were 3 more Buddhas who were hiding here, in the Burman Highs. I am actually going to attack Cormark with them, I think. Well, it's risky because attacking risks Hinnom sniping them with, with Mind Hunt. So what I want to do actually is I want to get this girl in the same province as them. Can they reach that province? Who can't? I think Mukufunzi can't. But Kenyatta and Hassan could attack that province. She can sneak in at the same time, where she will not be part of the fighting. And then if Hinnom tries to mind hunt Kenyatta and Hassan, they will be protected. Not 100% protected, but they will have some protection. Meanwhile, this one is going to sneak into my capital here. I'm building up gems. I'm just saving them up, so that if I can manage to unmute Funny Guy, I can try to cast Well of Misery. I have that option. I would enjoy that option. I would like that very, very much, because my gem income right now is, of course, abysmal, because I don't own many provinces. I think the strict majority of my gem income is now coming from this trio of forts over here in Mictlan. The Mirror Palace and all of that. I can't afford to recruit anything. My mages are just sitting here researching. I'm trying to get up to Alteration level 9, not that it will make a difference. Actually, why am I trying to get up to Alteration level 9? I mean, it does give me Utterdark, but Utterdark won't actually help me. I think it'd be better to go up Enchantment or something. Yeah, go up Enchantment to, like, level 7. Try to maybe wrest Earthblood Deep Well away from somebody. Yeah, let's go up Enchantment to level 7. Let's do that instead. We'll be able to hit that in, like, 2 or 3 turns. Probably could not take Earthblood Deep Well away from but I might be able to take Well of Misery away from Baratos. It requires 80 Earth Gems. Right now I have 31. If I were to alchemize every gem I own, 2, to convert them into astral pearls and then into death gems, I would get 7, 8, 4, so 12, 18. These convert at 2 to 1, so that'd be another 15, another 31, and 8 here, 37. Not quite there yet. That's still only 68. It needs at least a couple more turns, but we'll see how close we can get. If we look at my magic resources, my gem income it's still happening. I am still getting gem income. It's just not much. I'm getting 13, 21, 26, 29, 30. I'm still getting 36 gems per turn just from these few provinces that I still own. It's got the Enchanted Well there. Here, this is actually a very, very high production province for me. It's producing 4 gems per turn. Then the Forest of Spider and Great Zimbabwe are producing 6. Mictlan is producing how many? 1, 2, 3 gems and 3 slaves. 5 gems and 3 slaves. This province is producing a death gem, a fire gem, an earth gem, 2 astral, and 1 death. So Karnag is like my highest production province, practically. And then the Mirror Palace is producing air and astral, and some astral from the Sages Guild. My only remaining air income. So, yeah. We'll see if I can ever do anything. Probably what's going to happen is this army is going to march in and assault Machakan, and I will go down in a blaze of glory, which will be fine. I'm okay with that. I am consigned to the blaze of glory. I think the blaze of glory will be fun, and I'll expend, if it comes down to that, I'll expend every gem I have defending my homeland, and go down swinging. But hopefully I'll be able to blood feast with Funny Guy and get him cured, and I don't know, accomplish something with my life. Probably not. I think this is the end for me. I don't really want to go AI. At this point, I could go AI and it wouldn't change what happens. So a lot of people would just go AI in this circumstance, and I wouldn't blame them. I don't really want to do that, but if this takes more than another 3 or 4 turns, I probably will, just because recording this game, I'm not really teaching anything, not really learning much. I'm going to see if maybe I can come up with some kind of wombo combo with these mages that will let me hold off 1 assault on Machakan if the assault comes. And then we'll just see, you know, it is what it is. So in any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, turn 68. Okay, turn 68. This was both a really good turn and a really bad turn in different ways. First, let's talk about what was bad. I lost the 2 woods to a Vine Men random event, where a Woodhenge Druid, a bunch of Vine Men, and some Vine Ogres just randomly spawn and attack you, and since I didn't have anything there, I got wiped out, which is okay. It happens sometimes. Also, High Peaks was attacked by barbarians and taken over, so I also lost High Peaks. My shades did get away, which is nice, I guess, except I haven't been able to use those shades for a long time, so they're just chilling here in Linshire with the impossible angle that for some reason I still have. Just nobody's bothered to take these provinces. It's weird. Also, in Tifalia, a ghost, this is an event that sometimes spawns if you have misfortune and a death mage in a province. Ghosts randomly appear and attack mages, and a ghost attacked my sage and killed him. Ghosts have a life drain attack and are ethereal, so sometimes they do that. Also, they cause fear, so in assassinations in particular, they have the chance of just making your guy run away, and then if you retreat from an assassination, you automatically die. However, also there was a battle in Elderhill. My were-hyenas took this province back from Baratos. So, you know, a little bit of revenge going on there. And more impressively and interestingly, same thing in Tiash. I just have these hyena clan witch doctors wandering around with a bunch of pygmies, stealing back provinces, just daring somebody to kill me. More importantly, Funny Guy empowered himself in blood, and it worked. It got him up to blood 2. With that and the Bloodthorn, he's technically blood 2. He's technically blood 1.5, but it rounds up. So he's blood 2, which means he can cast Blood Feast, which means he may be able to get himself back to blood level like 5. Cross your fingers. I'm hoping it works. Also, Anthrax, I alchemized almost all of my gems because a big problem, and one reason why, I mean, there's lots of reasons why I'm definitely not going to win this game. One of the big reasons I'm definitely not going to win this game is that my gem income is ass. Because I've lost so many provinces, I don't have the gems that I would need to do things. So, Anthrax is recasting Eternal Pyre. I've alchemized almost all of my gems except the death ones in order to do that. He's going to throw up Eternal Pyre. There is still a global slot available. So we're going to get in there, we're going to get Eternal Pyre up. That, if it works, which it should, and nobody dispels it, should give me a whole bunch of fire gems, which I will then use as alchemy fodder to effectively boost my death gem income, so that in a few turns I can steal Well of Misery from Baratos, which will be an enormous middle finger to him and also might, I don't know, help somehow? Also, all of my priests are currently preaching in an effort to prevent me from dom killing myself, which is something that I could definitely do with this many Hyena Clan Witch Doctors and Buddhas in one province. Remember, every 5 points of Heretic automatically removes a candle, and I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31... Yeah, I'm automatically removing 6 candles per turn from this province. In terms of temple checks, I have 7 temple checks, but only 1 has a 100% success rate, so I need the preaching as well. Just like, I have Shahidi, Wamini, and Tarima all preaching, as well as Hasina, just because I desperately, desperately need the extra candles they're generating in order to keep me positive. And prevent me from removing my dominion from my own capital. Also means I need to start moving around my Buddhas, which I can't really afford to do right now, because if I move them out, they're liable to die. But, we'll see how it goes. It's a short turn. This turn I still had negative income, however, I should hopefully have positive income after this turn, because I'm not blood hunting. I am forging a Heart of Life, which I'll put in somebody. It's just a useful item to have. And if, assuming Funny Guy gets rid of his mute, which is not guaranteed but very likely, he will all of a sudden become, once again, a very powerful mage and hopefully put me back in the game in some way. Not entirely sure what'll happen after I get Eternal Pyre up. It might be dispelled immediately, but we'll see. At least it's a hope. It's a thought. It's a prayer, which is more than I had a couple of turns ago. I am, by the way, I'm shocked that I'm still alive. I don't know if people are cutting me a break or if they're just too busy with other fights. I know and Baratos are busy over here. The big geopolitical news this turn was attacked Baratos. Well, Baratos is trying to break the siege that established before. And they're doing it in a very trollish way by basically just sending out immortals where it doesn't matter if they die because they respawn immediately. And he's just sending out these immortals with death gems, and he's casting Shadow Blast. This also has the benefit, from his perspective, of drawing gem use from mages if they're scripted to use any gems. They don't actually have any gems at this point, or at least very, very few. I was just going around. Like, the Enkidu Shamans have temporary nature gems from the cornucopias they're carrying, but nobody else has any gems. So, except for, I mean, a couple of the Gudus have some air gems, I guess. But it's like, it's not, it's very, very low gem intensity in this army. And if I were I would be seriously worried about this, because consider, he's willing to spend 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 death gems just on what is effectively a nuisance raid. Like, them casting Shadow Blast is not going to cause extremely serious damage. And they're doing it anyway just because they can. He can afford to spend the next best thing to 20 death gems just doing that. And then just Skella spamming to cause, like I said, just nuisance damage. It's not going to do hardly anything. But he doesn't care because they're immortals, and clearly he doesn't care about the gems. So yeah, he killed 17 Claymen, which is like, pfft, whatever, who cares? But in so doing, he's confirmed that there are almost no gems in this army to stop him, and he definitely has the gems to fight with. Like I said, 20 gems is not nothing, but considering the gem gens he has active and how big his territory is, he has a lot of gems to play with. So I would expect that this army is going to get wiped if it doesn't run away. Just a thought. Also in Griffa, a Baratian raiding force is rampaging around in Ur's territory, stealing provinces that used to be mine and then used to be his. So that's interesting. Hinnom does not seem to be doing all that much, at least not that I can see. I think they're pretty much just starting to get ready for the Cataclysm, which will be happening in about 20 turns, less than 20 turns, 16 turns. And so they're just stacking up on their thrones. Definitely stacking up on their thrones. They've got a big army on that throne, reasonably large army on this throne. Baratos is still sitting in Gol Amrod. So these guys are just running away after taking Elder Hill back. And yeah, we'll see how things go. It'll be interesting. Hopefully this works. Knock on wood. Alright. In any case, I'll see you in turn 69, where this game continues to roll on, despite my being effectively eliminated like 10 turns ago or so. Something like that. I will say I think that is one flaw of Dominion's design in a way. But at the same time, I freely acknowledge that I am exacerbating it by refusing to give up. Because if I was a rational man, I would, by this point, already have hit the Go AI button and have moved on to spend my time doing something else. But instead, here I am, continuing to vainly struggle to take arms against the Sea of Woes, etc., as Hamlet might say. And, yeah, research-wise, just researching up enchantment. Hoping to get that those high-level enchantment spells like Lichcraft and Fields of the Dead and stuff like that. Earthblood Deepwell, maybe? Almost certainly not. But it'll be an interesting little experiment to see what we can do. Yeah, we have lots of gem gens up. Well of Misery and Gale Gate for Baratos, and Earthblood Deepwell and Maelstrom for So those alone, like Maelstrom generates 24 gems, Earthblood Deepwell generates 21. So those two spells alone are generating more than my entire gem income, if I've done my math correctly. And then, of course, is also getting gem income from all of his many, 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 many provinces. So, I'm jealous. You heard me right. I'm jelly. In any case, I will see you in turn 69. Take care until then. Alright, folks, it is Once More Into the Breach, turn 68, and this is actually kind of a big turn. It's the turn in which I kind of, sort of, almost get back into the game, because, for one thing, Antrax, the King of Banefires, has cast Eternal Pyre, so I now have gem income again. And secondly, Funny Guy has cast Blood Feast, and it worked. He's gotten rid of the affliction. He is a flesh eater now, so he now has to eat a person every day, or he'll start to get permanent afflictions again, but he's got his magic back. Yes, that's right, Funny Guy has his groove back. So, that doesn't actually change the situation, but it makes me feel better. So, Antrax is now researching. My fire gem income is suddenly 26 per month, which makes my total gem income... Wait, not competitive. Not at all. But it makes it not completely embarrassing. So, we've got a lot of guys patrolling. Funny Guy is forging a skull face to boost his death magic so that if I can scrape together 80 death gems, I can make a play to take away Well of Misery. Katibu is just researching for now because I don't really want to blood hunt a whole lot more. I don't really need to. I've pretty much given up on doing more things with blood at this point. I mean, I could. I have 2 blood mages. I could continue blood hunting and, accomplish things, but in any case. In this province, I recaptured 2 woods, and I took Raqqa with my Hyena Clan Witch Doctors and Pygmies. And Baratos, interesting, let's watch this battle. Baratos attacked and won with a huge freaking army. So this is the siege of Baratos that was ongoing. Over here has a pretty substantial army, including 3 thugged Bane Lords. However, they are cursed, a couple of them. A whole lot of Kusarikos, which are his anti-demon summon, and a bunch of mages, although not a huge number of mages, just a significant number of mages, carrying a significant number of items. They've got cornucopias, Ring of Tamed Lightning, Thistle Maces, Dragon Helmets, they're buffed to the gills, they're carrying gems. He's got a Sleeper down here, who is a summoned commander with very, very high leadership and also pretty good combat stats. He's got an NC, he's got all kinds of stuff going on. Front line of Clayman, however, overall, this is a significant army, but not a massive one. This is a massive and powerful army. He's got a ton of devils. He's got a bunch of Draconians, which are not a very efficient summon, but they do give you a lot of units. He's got a ton of Storm Demons, and he's got a crap ton of Blood Slaves attached to a lot of Brides in Waiting with blood magic. Like a lot of Brides in Waiting. These are the ladies who have been summoning all of these Storm Demons, by the way, because they have blood and air cross paths naturally. They are a capital-only mage, but they're an extremely powerful capital-only mage. And yeah, he's just got a lot of stuff. He's got a vampire up here. He's got a vampire lord up here who's carrying a bunch of death gems. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Wraith Lords. There's another vampire lord. Up front, he's got a bunch of Clockwork Horrors and a bunch of random chaff summons. And, of course, in the back, he has Nephili, the Queen of Clouds, Barakel, the Melkart, who is not geared, and a couple of other summons, a Naiad, a whole bunch of Mazics. This is a big ol' fat army. Another Naiad. There's Stygian Paths, the Mound Fiend, our old buddy. Fuck you. And an Ivy King, who is Nature 5. So, this army is like a pretty solid army. This army is a big fucking deal. And we will get to watch what happens here. First of all, the Wave of Lightning just starts annihilating people. Then, the game begins lagging because of all the flight and visual effects going on, as the Shadow Blasts wreak havoc among the Lamias and Kusarikos. Then we've got flyers all over the shop, all of whom are mist-formed from Fog Warriors. We have Howl, Foul Vapors, and a Storm. I'm honestly not sure who cast the Howl. It could have been either side. They both have the capability to do this. And then, we're going to get to see the Thunder Strikes are starting to come in as well. But honestly, the Thunder Strikes are just icing on the cake. Look, it's only been, I think, 5 rounds since the start of the battle. Already, the entire front line is gone. The Lamias are mostly gone. The Kusarikos are in disarray. Some of the mages have already been killed. Others are routing. And the Fog Warriored Devils completely surround the rear of Ur's army. In addition to the Storm and the Foul Vapors, we've now also got Howl. Both the Howls, we've added Relief, I think from Baratos. And it just is not stopping. The barrage of Shadow Blasts continues. Once again, this is a huge expenditure of gems, but at this phase of the game, Baratos has the gems to spend, and this is what you spend gems on. This is what a battle where gems are being used in combat in the late game looks like, and it's just absolute devastation. Ur's army has vanished in a very short period of time. I mean, they've still got some units fighting there, but very quickly they are escorted off the battlefield. So, Baratos has broken the siege. Their casualties, negligible. They lost 20 of their devils, that's the most significant loss. Half their Mazics, which are a very cheap summon and easy to replace, and 8 Clockwork Horrors, which don't matter in the slightest. On the other hand, lost all their Bane Lords, lost literally everything. Survivors, one of their Ishibs got away. Who else? Who else got away? 2 Kusarikus. So, yeah, 3 guys who happened to be at the back managed to run. Everyone else was annihilated, including over 20 mages. almost 30 mages, actually, because that's 10, 23... yeah, very nearly 30 mages and commanders. And, yeah, Baratos didn't lose any of that. Oh, they also had a worm mage that I didn't notice. So, lots of immortals here. So, Baratos has comprehensively crushed Ur's army, which secretly makes me a little bit happy because I don't really want Ur to win, but I also don't want Baratos to win. Unfortunately, I don't really get a say about that. Yeah. So, now, you may notice that, like, I'm kind of moving these guys around and nobody's doing anything about me. There's a reason for that. It's because it's turn 69, and if we look at the game settings, the Cataclysm starts on turn 84, so 15 turns until the Cataclysm. I'm going to say it right now, if this game reaches Cataclysm and I'm still alive, I am going to go AI, because there's no way for me to win. I mean, there's already pretty much no way for me to win. But even if I pulled off a miraculous come from behind and retook a throne, I almost certainly could not hold it against the Cataclysm, because when the Cataclysm happens, two things happen. First of all, an improved form of Astral Corruption drops automatically, which means that anyone who casts any spell that isn't blood has a chance of being immediately attacked by a horror. So any nation that isn't blood starts losing mages right, left, and center. I could break into blood, but not in a major way. And Astral Corruption, no matter what I do, will cripple my Boudas and my ability to do things in general. Secondly, Doom Horrors randomly attack thrones. And if you're well prepared and you have all the right defenses up, you can stop Doom Horrors, or at least you can stop most of them fairly easily. There are some that are very, very dangerous. I probably can't. I don't think I have the tools and the research to do so, and it would kind of be an exercise in futility. Plus, I've already lost this game. I've been playing this game to see kind of how far I can go at this point, and honestly, it looks like people are not paying attention to me because they're busy solidifying their defenses and camping their thrones. There was this fighting between Baratos and Ur going on down here, but Ur has just basically lost. I don't see how they're going to stop this army. I really don't think there's a good way to stop this army, especially with all these extra imps over there. And I don't know. Baratos took a big hit early on. Their forts are under siege, all that jazz, but I think they're coming back from it very strong. So I'm just playing for fun at this point. I may well stop before the Cataclysm, but I would like to see if I can take Well of Misery away. That's kind of what I'm staying in the game for. If I manage to steal Well of Misery from Baratos, then I'll retire happy, I think. Maybe I'll see if I can pump out a few Wraith Lords before the Cataclysm hits or something, but I don't know. It's all for fun at this stage. There's no chance of victory, so I'm just sort of screwing around. In any case, this is my whole turn. I've got these guys attacking this province. I have her sneaking along with them, so in case somebody mind hunts me, they'll be able to fight her. I've got this little force going on a rampage. I'm going to try and see if I can recapture Florian. And I've got some of my Boudas moving out here to retake the Great Woods so that I can get those extra 2 death gems per turn, because right now my death income is 5, and I would like it to be more than 5. I want additional death gems. So that is the whole turn. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once more into the breach, turn 70. I swapped some gems for 10 death gems from Ur. I hit enchantment level 7. Battles. Ur attacked Baratos in Gryphia, wiped out some province defense. That's right here. So the war between Baratos and Ur continues. However, if we look over here, you may notice that fort and that fort are no longer under siege, and this province has been retaken by Clockwork Horrors. So Ur is definitely getting pushed back. In Ossuary, this Melkart attacked Ur and was actually beaten. This was an interesting one. So this Melkart dropped onto Ur's province. And this Melkart is geared to the teeth. Armor of Knights, Hearts of Quickness and Life to give huge reinvigoration. And a little bit of poison resistance as well. And Quickness. Frostbrand, Shield of Gleaming Gold, Horror Helmet, Winged Shoes so he can fly. Seer the Melkart is the real deal. He's loaded for bear. He has made one tactical error, which is that his Frostbrand does cold damage, And that is relevant because Bane Lords have cold resistance 25, so they take very, very little damage from cold weapons. These Bane Lords are geared interestingly. This one's dual-wielding Serpent Krisses, which give you poison resistance and inflict death poison, which is a very high damage poison attack. Effectively, what poison does is it does, I think it's 1/10 or 1/15 of the cumulative poison level per round, until it's all worn off for like 15 rounds or something like that. So a Serpent Kriss, basically, if it hits you, you get, I think, 4 damage over time, and then it slowly reduces until you've taken a total of that many damage, if not more. So with 2 Serpent Krisses, he can stack up poison damage very, very quickly. He also has a Dancing Trident to give him an extra attack. He's got a Burning Pearl for extra attack skill, making his attack skill quite high, and winged shoes that let him fly. This Bane Lord is equipped very similarly, except with more stuff. He's also got Boots of Quickness, which double the number of attacks he throws, so he's actually throwing 4 attacks from the Serpent Krisses, and then he has a Stone Bird, and the Stone Bird gets 4 attacks, which means he has 8 Stone Bird attacks, so he can dump somebody's defense skill by just mass attacking them. Bane Lords are good for this kind of thing because they have 0 fatigue. That said, I don't necessarily encourage thugging out Bane Lords like this because they're so expensive. Summoning them in the first place costs a whole bunch of gems, and then this gear, you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35... You've got 45 gems of equipment on him. Now, even if every piece of this was forged with a hammer, that saves you 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So still, this is over 30 gems just in gear, on top of a chassis that I want to say is 22 gems, something like that. So this is an expensive thug. Now, admittedly, the Melkart costs 99 blood slaves plus equipment, but blood slaves are fake gems that are very, very easy to get in mass quantities. So realistically, the Melkart is probably very competitive price-wise with this Bane Lord. But this is still, what happens here is still kind of hilarious, because this Bane Lord just freaking goes ham. He doesn't even care. He's just going in. This one has flown in and is currently getting beat the fuck up. Even though he takes reduced damage from frost attacks, the gore attack is busting through his armor anyway, and the Frostbrand just does so much damage that it killed him outright. The Province Defense charges in. This Melkart is flying around, charging to the back to kill this commander. He's not going to rout everybody automatically because this Bane Lord is a commander. And by zipping around like this, he drops down, the Bane Lord gets into melee with him, and watch what happens here. So the Melkart, he's taken some damage. He's also, look at that green bar, his poison is stacked up super high. These hearts, one gives -5 poison resistance and one gives +5 poison resistance, so overall they zero it out. And he's just taken, look at that, look at the green number. He took something like 20 damage from poison in a couple of rounds. In fact, if we look at the unit overview, see here the Melkart, so the Bane Lord was pretty much getting repelled, and then he killed this Frost Giant, this Bane Lord. Why did I say Frost Giant? I was reading Frostbrand. He killed that Bane Lord. He killed a whole bunch of province defense and all that. Then, this Bane Lord comes in. He gets repelled there, takes 0 damage there. The Stone Bird hits him a whole bunch of times, which dumps his defense skill. Then the next round, the Bane Lord gets him with the Serpent Kriss, which hits him for 34 poison with the Death Poison. The Stone Bird once again dumpsters his defense stat, so he's hit again next round for 39 points of Death Poison damage. The Stone Bird is actually being really, really effective here. And he just keeps stacking up that poison. I mean, he's got well over 100 poison on him at this point in 3 rounds of combat. And then finally the Serpent Kriss just finishes him off. So very, very interesting stuff. I would not have thought to use Bane Lords that way. I don't think I've ever made a Serpent Kriss, but it worked. I mean, as a specific anti-super combatant tactic, that definitely worked, and it was kind of interesting. Over here, Baratos is just wiping people out. In Tefalia, one of my Spider Clan Witch Doctors was wounded. That falls into the category of things I don't care about. I got some luck in the Silver Woods, which is nice, I guess. Killed an enemy scout in Machakan. Lost a scout in Redbud Grove. In terms of moves, I'm moving more troops up this way to see if I can actually retake Florian. And this turn, I'm going to retake this province and this province, both to boost my death income. It looks like I didn't actually take this province last turn, which was weird. I seriously think sometimes Dominions just drops orders even when I haven't told it to, so I don't know what's going on there, but it's frustrating. In any case, I'll take it this turn, and I'll take this turn, and we'll see. I've got 40 fire gems. I'm waiting to alchemize them until I've bumped up to the point where I could recast Phoenix Pyre immediately, which will take, I think, 2 more turns. And then I'll start just alchemizing gems into death gems, which is what I'm also going to do with all my other gems, in order to try and get up to 80 death gems, so that I can steal Well of Misery. Funny Guy is at death level 6, so he could use gems to summon immortals, but that takes a lot of death gems, and I would like to have a high death gem income before I started doing that. So, that's going to be turn 70, and I'll see y'all in turn 71.